Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of the Ninth Grade Experience Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Dutchko. The goal of the Ninth Grade Experience Podcast is to give you the story of the ninth grade students here at Emmaus High School and beyond through the people who live it daily, the students and the staff. We will attempt to touch on real issues and stories that ninth grade students face in order to prepare them to know that ninth grade counts. And today we're going to have kind of a shorter episode today. We tried to get some guests on, but we are at a busy time of the school year here as homecoming is coming up next week. And people are involved in lots of activities and other things going on. So it's just going to be me for a couple minutes here going over some important information, kind of encouraging people to start sharing their stories a little bit. We'll do some message board stuff and kind of checking in with students and hopefully highlighting some of the awesome things that you're all doing here as freshmen throughout the first part of the school year. So it's amazing to think already that we are midway through the first marking period of the school year. We've made it halfway through. This is the end of the 6th week of school. So make sure that you're staying on top of your grades. In my advisory, I've been encouraging students to check your Schoology at least once a week, maybe more, just so you're aware of all the different assignments, how you're doing. Making sure that you're staying on top of completing assignments. We talk about that all the time. We've talked about that with Mrs. Demchak and Mr. McInerney in a previous episode. And if you listen to other episodes in the archives at ninthgradeexperience.com, you will hear that one of the easiest things to do to stay on track during your ninth grade year is to make sure you're completing all of your assignments and keeping up to date with everything. So make sure you're doing that, especially now. Your teachers will be reaching out to you if you're not doing so well, or you can begin reaching out to your teachers to kind of ask them what you can do to better yourself here as we end the marking period in the beginning of November. So it's coming up really quickly. I can't believe we're already halfway through the first marking period, but we've made it. So it's a good time to stop and check and take some time to reflect on what you've been doing. If it's been working, keep at it. If it's not, ask for some help to kind of get some new strategies and other things going. So that's the first thing, checking in, making sure that you're keeping up to date with your academics. The second thing we have going is clubs and activities are in full swing. Hopefully you have been able to find something that you find to be interesting. Remember, most of them meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can sign up for the late bus in the morning before 10 o'clock in the main office, and you can take the late bus home. They are advertising all the clubs on our daily announcements, on our ETV messages that appear on Tuesdays and Fridays, making sure you're following along with that. ETV ran a package of different clubs, highlighting those. So make sure you're paying attention to the announcements. Maybe one of the clubs will catch your attention. But lots of different things going on at the high school here. Lots of events they're planning. A lot of different things going on. So make sure you are staying involved. And to stick along with the theme of being involved, next week is our homecoming week. So we are off on Monday, October 11th. But we'll be back for our homecoming week for the 12th through the 15th. Probably by the time you're hearing this or seeing this, you will have already hopefully attended the homecoming dance, which was scheduled for Saturday, October 9th. So if you haven't, if you've listened to this before that, enjoy the dance, be safe, make good choices. But if you're listening to it afterwards, we're getting ready for homecoming week here, the 12th through the 15th. We always reach out to freshmen and let them know, to encourage them to show some pride in your school, participate in the events. It's not just for seniors. It's not just for different groups of students. Everyone can participate. Your teachers will participate. Other people will do stuff. So here are the theme days for each of the days next week. You've seen these on ETV and on the announcements every day for a while. But if you forget, the 12th on Tuesday is Jersey Day. So wear a jersey from your favorite sports team. 13th, or the state of New Jersey if you want to get really funny. If the 13th, Wednesday, is Pajama Day, reminder, make sure your pajamas are school appropriate. The 14th is Hat Day, so Crazy Hat Day. I know students are wearing hats around a little bit, but you can wear a crazy hat if you have a chef's hat. If you have, I have a hat that I will be wearing probably, so see if you can find me around the building on the 14th wearing a funny hat. And then 15th is our School Spirit Green and Gold Day. Our pep rally is going to be on the 14th, Thursday. So make sure you participate in that. It's a fun event. We'll get people out. Be on the listen for how we're going to group people in the stadium for that kind of event as well too. So if you're interested and you can share any pictures or anything, if you tag ninth grade experience in them, if you take lots of pictures, it would be awesome to see what the freshmen are doing to represent during homecoming week. So after that, Make sure you're checking your class of 2025 Schoology pages. Mrs. Kaunitz and Mrs. Chamberlain have been posting all the different things going on with their class of 2025. We recently had our student officers post videos. We've had some voting going on for that, or we will have some voting going on for that in the future. We just had a t-shirt design contest, so make sure you are posting or listening or paying attention to the posts from the class of 2025 on Schoology to make sure you're up to date on all those things as well too. And we're looking to have them come on the podcast in the near future to detail some of the stuff they're doing, and especially with the class officers coming up as well too. So that would be an interesting one. We'll have them on hopefully in the next little bit. And the last thing that I did want to share is this book that I picked up over the summer. If you're watching this, you can see it. If you're listening, the book is called A Year of Positive Thinking for Teens, Daily Motivation to Beat Stress, Inspire Happiness, and Achieve Your Goals by Katie Hurley. It's been an interesting read. They're very short little snippets that we'll read in class, kind of during our advisory period, to get students focused on different things and getting them to reflect and think about different things that are going on within the building. So we share some of these passages. They're actually by day, so it's 365 different passages. I'm going to share with you a passage for October 11th, a day that we're not in school. So the title of it is Change Your Mind. You have the right to change your mind and follow new dreams and interests. So what if you spent 6 years playing basketball or dedicated the last few years of your life to creative writing? If your heart isn't in it anymore and your passion fades, you're simply forcing yourself to continue out of obligation. That's no way to live a positive life. Part of life means readjusting and meeting new challenges. You won't find your new thing until you're willing to take the chance. Go for it. Change your mind. And I think that's an interesting lesson here to end our mini podcast episode with for today, is that you're a freshman. You're allowed to find new things. You're allowed to change your perspective on things and the way you think about different events. So get involved in the school. Find new things. Maybe go outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Challenge some of the things that you've thought about before. Now's a great time to start exploring those things and maybe forming some new hobbies or new ideas of things that you would like to do in the future, in addition to doing well here in your classes here at Emmaus High School. So as always, we're looking for students that want to come on and tell their story. We reached out on the message board on the Schoology Class of 2025 page. So we'll come up with some ideas there. If you have an interesting story that you want to come on and talk about, if you're involved in an activity or club that maybe we should hear about, that maybe isn't even at the school, you can reach out to me through our webpage at ninthgradeexperience.com. You can email me at cstuchko.com, or you can find me in the hallway, especially on the 14th, wearing a funny hat. So hopefully you have a chance. If you can always go back and listen to our previous episodes as well too. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can subscribe on your podcast player of choice, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, any of those things. But we're always looking for interesting ideas. So if we want you to come on and tell your story. So hopefully we gave you a little bit of information on this one for the upcoming week ahead. And next time we chat, we'll have a guest or two guests on, and we'll kind of keep going with our first marking period here and closing out strong here as we go through the rest of the first marking period. So EHS freshmen, have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and also have a great homecoming week. And I look forward to hearing all about it and sharing the stories in the future. So thanks a lot, everybody, and be well.